Hello everyone. In this video we will learn to set up a SESS consensus node on the SESS Venus testnet. Let's first open the SESS official website, cess.network. From here navigate to Build, Document. From the documentation navigate to SESS miners, running a consensus node. Here you will find the hardware system requirements. Like you will need Ubuntu x24 version 20.04 or higher, Intel SGX with FLC support, at least 4 cores and 16 gigs of RAM, and a public IP. Some systems require users to enable SGX manually, which can be done by following the manufacturer's guide. In order to get started with the consensus node, the first thing we need to do is prepare our SESS wallet accounts. Depending on the type of operational capacity you would like to run on your node, you will need multiple SESS wallet accounts. SESS consensus node offers 3 types of operational capacity: full, verifier, and marker. If you would like to know more about this capacity, please visit our documentation. In this demo, we will configure our node as a full node. For a full node, we will need to prepare 2 accounts, a stash or staking account and a controller account. Usually, to become a consensus node, you will have to stake at least 3 million SESS tokens. However, as of recording the video, the staking amount has increased to 10 million TSESS. The first thing we will have to do is bind our funds. For that, let's navigate to SESS Explorer on testnet.sess.cloud. From here, navigate to Network, Staking, and Accounts. As you can see, currently I have 3 million SESS stashed. If this is your first time staking, you will have to click on the Stash button on the top right corner. Here you will have to enter the desired amount to stake, then click Bond and Sign and submit the transaction. In my case, I'll click on the 3 dots and click Bond More Funds. Since I already have 3 mil staked, I add another 7 mil TSESS to make it 10 million. Now we can install the SESS Node ADM client. First, let me log into the server and increase the font so that you could see it clearly. Alright, so to install SESS Node ADM, navigate to the SESS docs and scroll down to install SESS client. Copy the command and make sure to update version of the client, which can be obtained from SESS GitHub release page. I've already got the SESS client installed on my system, so I can execute sudo sess config set command. Here, to become a consensus node, enter authority. Give your node a name. I'll leave it as the default. In the next step, you can specify the trusted execution environment workers port on which you would like to run your TEE. I'll leave it as default. Next, select the remote attestation method. I'll enter decap. In enter the TEE worker endpoint, you'll need to enter the full URL of your server, including the port. If you have a domain name set, you can enter your domain name here instead. Next, we will enter full because we want to be a full node. In the stash account, enter the staking account address and navigate back to SESS Explorer to copy the address. Then enter the controller account mnemonic. This will download the required Docker images and configure our SESS client. We have completed all those steps, so let's scroll down to Managing Validator. We can now start our consensus node. Let's execute sudo sess start. Now the next step is to generate a session key, which we will link to the staking account. To generate the session key, execute sudo sess tools rotate keys. Make sure to run it with sudo. Let's copy the session key. Now let's go back to SESS Explorer, Network Accounts. I'll click on Change Session Key, as I've already linked the session key previously. In your case, when you click on Session Key, you will see the same pop-up window. Enter the key and submit the transaction. Finally, let's click on Validate. Then enter the reward commission percentage. We will enter 100%, which will give us 100% of the reward. It is useful if we want to have nominators. In our case, we don't need nominators, so we will select No, block all nominations. Click on Validate and submit the transaction. You will see your account is now active. You can check by clicking on Validators. It will show your address, which are now validators. You can also click on Overview and then click on Waiting to see if your account is on the waiting list. Once you have earned rewards, you can check your rewards in the Payout section. Since we don't have any rewards yet, our Payout section is empty. If you would like to quit your consensus miner, make sure to first navigate to Network, Staking, Accounts, then click Stop. Then purge your session keys from developers' extrinsics. Then select Sessions and purge keys. After stopping your consensus node, you can unbind your funds and withdraw from the stake after a certain amount of locking period. There are other options available like changing reward destinations, validator preferences, removing nominees, and so on. I hope this guide is helpful in setting up your CESS consensus node. By participating as a consensus miner, you're contributing to the decentralization and security of the CESS network and playing a vital role in its governance. Your involvement is crucial in ensuring the robustness and growth of our ecosystem. Thank you for being a part of our community, and we look forward to your active participation in making CESS a fully decentralized network.